Hi all, Varun here. So in this video we'll see about countdown timer using lightning component. So this is my lightning component. So I have like two sections here. One is enter minute section, which is like an input type number, and also have another section which will show me the timer of this. So if I enter here 2 minutes, the timer will start from 2 minutes here. So that means 1 minute 60 seconds. And if I click on start here, so my timer will be starting here. So this is my end product. So just build it, we'll start building it from scratch here. So I'm gonna go back to my developer console, and I'm gonna create a new lightning component here. I'll just name this as timer comp and click on submit. And also similarly I'm gonna create an application to embed my timer component. So go back, click on new lightning application. I'll just name this as timer comp app and click on submit. So I'll embed my component here. So this is my component. And also I'm going to do one thing here. I'll just extend the force colon SLDS and just click on preview. As of now we did not add anything. That's the reason it's showing us the blank screen here. Just we'll add something here. So I'll just add a lightning card first. I'll add a lightning card here. I'll give the title as countdown timer, and I'm gonna add an icon, a nice icon, standard date time. Yes, so we have added the lightning card. Just go back to your application and just click on update preview here. This is my application. Click on preview. Now you can see this is my lightning card. So before after adding the lightning card, I'm gonna create three attributes here. My first attribute is minutes. And the type is of integer. Similarly, I'm gonna add two other attributes here with the same type integer, but the name is different here. One is countdown minutes and countdown seconds. So this is countdown minutes, and similarly countdown seconds. And I'm going to set some default values for this. I'll just set the default value as 0. Yes, and the same default value here as well. We have added three attributes here. Now I'm going to add a lightning layout inside my lightning card, and I'll use the attribute multiple rows is equal to true. So inside my lightning layout, I'm going to add my lightning layout item here. Lightning layout item. Size I'm going to give it as 12, and I'll add some padding here. Padding is around small. So in this lightning layout item, I'm gonna add lightning input type of number. I'll just add a lightning input. Type is number. So basically this is for the user to enter the number of minutes where timer should be starting. So I'll just give the label as enter minutes, and also I'll do one thing here. I'll just give on change as well. So on change of this lightning input, I'm gonna call this function here. I'll just name this as on minutes change. Yes, so this is my lightning input. I'll just add this in my controller as well. So go back to controller and add it here. Yes, so go back to your application and just click on update preview here, and you can see this is my lightning input type is equal to number. So here we are going to enter the lightning minutes, like uh, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Yes. The next step is go back to your component. I'm gonna the add the timer right below this, text box, right below this lightning input type is equal to number. I'm gonna add a timer right below this. So I'll just add another layout item. This time it's not lightning input. I'll just print these values here. V dot countdown minutes, which will indicate the minutes for me, and also similarly seconds, countdown seconds. Yes. Go back to your application and just refresh this page. Yes, you can see 0 minutes 0 seconds. The default value is 0. That's the reason it's showing me 0. And I just want to align this text right at the center of the page. So go back to your component here. I'll just add another div tag here, and the class is slds align absolute center. So inside this div tag, I'm gonna add this timer, which includes minutes and seconds. And there is one mistake here. Yes. Just save your component. Go back to your timer comp app and just click on update preview here. And you can see my text is aligned right at the center of the page. And also I want to do one thing here. I just want to increase the font size of this. To increase the font size, go back to your component and I'm gonna add a style tag here itself. And I'll just give the font size as 60 pixel. And also I'm gonna change the color of the font to orange. Yes, we'll check how it looks. Go back to our application and just refresh your page. Now you can see here it's showing in the orange color font, or font is in orange color, and also the size is also increased here. I'm going to add a background color, a dark background color. So I'll go back to my style tag once again, and here I'm going to add my background color as well. So here I'll just give the background color as black, and here in application I'll just refresh this page, and you can see the background color is black and my font color is orange and my font size is 60 pixel. Yes, this looking good. And the next step is we have to add a button. So I'm gonna add the button after this section. So I'll just add the button under this. So I'll just copy the layout item here and just remove this all the things. So I'll just remove this, and also I'll just want to align the button in the center as well. So I'll just use of this absolute center class. I'll just remove the styling. So under this div I'm gonna add my lightning button here. I'll just name this as start time, and also the label is also the, I'll just give a start timer, and on click I'm gonna call this function on start time. Yes, so I'll just add this in my controller. Go back to your controller and just add this as the function on start time. Yes, and go back to your application and just refresh this page, and you can see my input, first text consists of an input type which should accept number, and I also have a button called a start timer. I'll do one thing here. I'll just add another attribute. Variant is brand. Yes, and go back to our application and just refresh this page. Now we are done with our UI part. So we are done with our UI part. All the things are looking good in UI. Let's move on to JavaScript now. So go back to developer console. The first thing is, okay, the first thing is we're gonna check, we're gonna write this function on change of on minutes change. So this function will be called whenever a value is changed in this lightning input. So go back to your controller here. So on minutes change, we are calling this function. So here I'm checking. I'll just do one thing here. I'll just get the minutes which is entered by the user. Component dot get v dot minutes. Yes, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna write an if loop. If minutes not equal to null and minutes greater than 0, then I'm gonna do one thing here. I'll just set the countdown seconds to 60 seconds to 60, and I'll just set the countdown minutes to, I'll just set countdown minutes to minutes entered by the user minus 1. Yes, this is my logic in on minutes change function. And go back to your application and just click on update preview. So I'm gonna enter the minutes as 2 minutes. So if I enter the minutes as 2 minutes, my countdown minute should be 1 and my second should be 60. So my second should be 60 here. If I enter 2 here, it's not affecting me. Let's check what's happening in my controller. If minutes not equal to null and minutes is greater than 0, I'm just setting this value here. We'll just refresh this Aura application once again, and it's still not working, and it's still not calling this function. We'll do one thing here. We'll just check back the code, what's happening. Go back to component. Okay, here in ninth line, here in my ninth line, I have to store the user entered minutes into this attribute. So we're gonna add a value attribute here to store it in this attribute. Yes, now go back to your application and just refresh this page and check here, like if I enter 6 here, so it's gonna show me like 5 minutes 60 seconds, and if I enter 7 here, it gonna show me 6 minutes 60 seconds, and if I enter 10 here, it gonna show me 9 minutes 60 seconds. Okay, so this is working perfect. So the next logic we have to include is we have to start the timer here. So to start the timer, we have written, we have called a button, and on click of this button we are calling this function here on start time. So here I'll do one thing here. I'll just get back the countdown minutes and countdown seconds as well into this variable is equal to component dot get v dot countdown minutes. Similarly, I'm gonna get the countdown seconds as well. Countdown seconds. Yes, so we are getting two attributes and storing it in these variables. And here I'm gonna include a function. I'll just call this as countdown timer, and insert this function, and we have added this function, so we'll just add these two variables into my function here. And so before calling this function, we have to get the minutes as well, which is entered by the user. So I'll just take this variable here, component dot get. So we are storing we are getting the user enter minutes into this variable. So here we're going to check if minutes not equal to null and minutes greater than 0, then only we're going to call this function. Else I'm going to throw an alert statement asking user to enter minutes. Please enter minutes. Okay, let's check this functionality. Go back to your application, just refresh your page, and here I'm just keeping the minutes value as blank and just clicking on start timer. So there is an alert box throwing an exception called as please enter minutes. And if I also click, if I give 0 value also, it will throw me the same error, please enter minutes. And if I give any positive number like 1 minute or 2 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it will not throw me alert. So why? Because it's skipping this loop. Okay, our logic is working fine here. So the next step is, so for every second we have to decrement this value here. So we have to decrement the seconds value here. So for every seconds it should be affected like 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, and then comes 0. So once 0, we have to decrement the minutes value as well. If countdown seconds value is 0, we have to decrement the minutes value to 1 as well. So we have to write logic for it. So go back to developer console. Here I'm gonna decrement the value here. So before that, we will gonna check if countdown second value is equal to 0. If countdown second value is equal to 0, then we have to decrement the value of countdown minutes. So if the second value is 0, then we have to decrement the value of this minutes as well. So I'll do one thing here. I'll just set this value component dot set countdown minutes v dot countdown minutes. We're gonna decrement this value by 1, countdown minutes minus 1. Yes, that's it. Else if countdown seconds is not equals to 0, this loop will be executed. Here I'm gonna decrement the seconds by 1. So I'll do one thing here. I'll just copy this statement here. Instead of countdown minutes, I'll just give the countdown seconds, and here we are decrementing the seconds. So you can see 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 54. Yes. And also once the countdown seconds is 0, right? So if we decrement, if we again decrement it, it will be, the value will be like, it will be, there may be a chance it may go to negative value like -1, -2, -3. So if the countdown second value is 0, we have to revert it back to 60 here. So go back to developer console. Here we have written the if loop here. If countdown seconds is value is 0, then we are decrementing the value of minutes, and also we have to revert back the value of countdown second as well, countdown seconds to 60. So here I'm gonna do that component dot set v dot countdown seconds to 60. Yes. So we're gonna execute this function for every 1 second. Okay, so we're going to execute this function for every 1 second. So we're going to call this using set interval, and the function name is countdown timer, and it should be executed for every 1 second. Yes. Now just go back to your application and click on update preview here. Now I'm gonna run my timer from 2 minutes. I'll just enter the minutes as 2 minutes and just click on start timer, and you can see my function is calling it for every second, and my seconds is also decreasing. So we'll wait. If the seconds is 0, my minute value will be decremented by -1. That means it will become 0. And also if the second is 0, my seconds will be revert back to 60 again. So it will not go to negative term. So we'll just wait for it. And just check if the minutes value is decrementing, and also the second value is again revert backing to 60. I think it's 20 seconds are left. So once the seconds value is 0, then we have to it should decrement the minutes value as well to 0. And you can see here, once the second value is 0, right, my minutes value is decremented to 0, and also my seconds value is reverted back to 60. So we have written the same logic here. So you can see if seconds is 0, we are just decrementing the minutes value and just setting the value to 60. That's it. And also if you observe it, if both the values are 0, my 0 minutes and my seconds is like 30 seconds. So you can see here the value may be in negative value, minus the minutes will be like -1. We have to avoid this as well. So we'll check what we can write here. So still there are like 10 seconds. And now you can see here, once the seconds value is 0, it's automatically reverted back to 60, but we are getting negative value here. So this should not happen here. So to do that, we'll do one thing here. So we'll just go back to our component here and we'll check if both the values are, if my minutes is equal to 0 and also my seconds is equal to 0, we're gonna throw an alert message like your I mean the timer is completed, the countdown timer is completed. That's it. So we'll just add one if loop here. If my countdown minutes is equal to 0 and my countdown seconds is equal to 0, I'm gonna just stop my timer here. So I'll just print an alert message like countdown completed. And similarly, I'll do one thing here. Once I got this alert, I'll just refresh the page here. That's it. Go back to your application and you can see here the value is decrementing the minutes value to -2. So if I just refresh this page here and I'll just give the minutes as like 1 minute and just click on start timer, and you can see my seconds are decrementing. Now it should not go to negative value here. So if both the values are 0, that means our timer is completed and a new alert message is shown like timer is completed, and after that alert message my page will refresh. That's it. So this statement used to refresh the page. So we'll check like is our logic is working or not. We'll just wait for another 30 seconds. Still there are like 20 seconds. So we can also embed this timer component in our case page, case detail page, to track the number of I mean in this amount of minutes the case should be resolved or an email should be sent. In that scenario, we can just embed this timer component here. And you can see once my minutes and seconds both are 0, I'm getting a message called as countdown completed. So on clicking of this OK, my page should be refreshed. If I click on OK, automatically my page is refreshed here. So I'll just give another value, like if I give 3 and just click on start timer, and you can see here my timer will be automatically started and the value is decremented. So in this way we can build countdown timer component using lightning component. Thanks for watching.